And then I will put myself in their shoes. Okay, if I would be in this place, what would I have been doing? Or how best I will be behaving? Third thing, how can I add value here? If this is the matter, this is the thing, how can I add value here? So it can help to resolve that matter or that situation. Because all of us, we are struggling with our own perception, and there the conflict starts. I think this is right, you think that is right. But if you're really eager that I want to develop that positive behavior, so I have to break that barrier, whether it's a boss, whether it's your kids, whether it's your spouse. To have that positive relationship, you need to come out of your perception and you have to go into their perspective. And first, I will repeat it again, be a good listener. Have patience. Just try to understand something, what they're saying. For example, I'll give you an example, a recent example. I was working on one project and there was something the client was not understanding. I thought we were exchanging emails, and I thought no, I feel there is something missing. I need to hear her out, what she is saying. We had a call and I just listened to her. Then I understood, okay, from her perspective, this thing is like this, but I was assuming in different way. I was perceiving the whole thing in a very different way. But when I just hear her out, I understood, okay, fine. This is what is from her perspective. This is the situation. This is what she's facing. And then I thought, how can I add value here? How can I help her? And imagine that thing was stuck for 3 days. We resolve in 15 minutes. All happy, both ends. So when we talk about, so do work on these things. When you talk about that how people are perceiving us, how they're behaving us, because this is we are talking about a conflict. So imagine if you start working out of your perception and in their perspective. So whether it's your boss, you will have a better career and relationship because now you're working from their perspective. If your kids, you're hearing them out, you are thinking, okay, fine, if I will be in my kid's shoe and my kid is facing this problem, what I will be doing and how can I add value here to help him out or help her out? So it's like here, this is how we develop a positive relationship also. We always look from perception versus perspective. So it's not everything I have to see from my lens. I have to see from their lens as well, how they are looking at the situation. If I would be in their place, once I understood what is their concern, so what I will be doing and how can I add value? Because remember, once you will have that mindset that I need to add value, I need to contribute, and I'm here to help others. So things when I always believe when you are creating ease for other people, it will get back to you as well. Somewhere you will also get that ease, or maybe more than that. So this is very important, perception versus perspective when it comes to building a positive relationship. So I hope I have clarified in that point. And uh, another few small things, I won't say it's a small things, but I would say it's a small actions with profound impact. I think that's a better word. What else you can do to have bring these changes in your life and start building what you call a positive mindset or behavior is another thing is that this is what I have also experienced. Sometimes we are so much tired of our own thinking and non-stop going on, and I really want a break from it. Just pick up pen and paper, color. Maybe you have pencil colors. I always keep pencil colors at home, pencil colors. Just start drawing something. That you don't have to be an artist to do that. It's just a doodling, drawing, anything. Just do something creative, maybe a paint or something. It will help you to break that pattern. It will distract your mind from that constant negative thinking loop is going on, and you're not being able to, even though, we try to distract with what? watching some TV shows, watching Netflix. But I'm sure you have must have experienced most of the time, even we are watching that, but we are just watching with a very blank mind because back of the mind still that thing is going on and on and on. So what is interrupt that? To interrupt that, pick up something because then our brain is working when our hands are also working. So we are just drawing something, we are just like doing some doodling or doing something like that, which will distract our mind and we break that a pattern of negative thinking. Another important thing you can do is write a self-compassion letter to yourself. Imagine you have a friend and you got to know that she or he is very upset and they were down, they are very sad. What you will do? I love the old school thing rather than sending emails. I love that time when we used to write letters, we used to write those cards, and I love that, and posting them to your friends and family. I still love that. So imagine some of your very close friend, you love your friend, and she or he is very upset and down. So you write some very compassionate letter to them. So same thing, you do it with yourself as well. So don't go so hard on yourself. If you're really somewhere you feel, I think, sorry, I forgot your name, the one who has written the book on self love. So this is also a part of a self love. Show some compassion to yourself because you are the most important person in your life. So coach yourself, cheer up yourself, and write a letter like, dear, if I'm writing to myself, I'll say, oh, dear Asma, I hope everything is fine now. And, you are so courageous. You have taken this step, whatever you want to write. And then read the letter every day to feel good about yourself because unless and until you will not feel good about yourself, you will not have any kind of positivity in your life. So this is very important, your self-image and how you feel about yourself. So you can write a compassion letter as well. And something recently, I was attending some sales and marketing training. So that guy was gave this like he did that and he explained that, and I really love that. So I thought I'll share with you. So he was into a customer centric career, so where he's working with customers. So he said that I write thank you letter for my customers before like the thing has happened, and I know like today I have to deal with this customer. So he said that I used to write thank you letters from my customer as if they have sent me that thank you letter, and before I start my job every morning, I use to read that letter. And he was sharing one of his experience. He said that there was a very difficult customer, and he wrote that thank you letter every morning. He was reading before start his job, and he said, you won't believe that after 3 weeks, the customer sent him a thank you letter, and most of the words were the same what he was reading every single day. So this is how you are, because we are all connected to each other. So this is how he was also bending his reality and creating his reality before the things happen. So you can always do that. Maybe your exams are coming up. You just write it down that everyone is appreciating you and you have scored so well. So now here again the same thing. You can write that letter. You can read every morning or before your exams, or you can do it. But at the same time, imagine if you don't study. Will you pass just by reading that letter? Of course not. So even if you find any barrier, like you don't feel like studying or you feel you're not motivated, you can also write that in that letter that I every day I'm so motivated that I'm reading it, and just have just 2 3 minutes of mental visualization on that, and you will see that impact. So of course, along with that, you do these things, you have to take action as well. So you have to study as well. And another very I would say this is really profound for me as well. Go for a 10-minute walk every day if you don't have a time for exercise, whatever you say, and call it a gratitude walk. Go out, look around, and just feel the gratitude because gratitude is very important. Unless we are not thankful what we have, we shouldn't be expecting something more in life. So, first of all, just breathe, go for a 10 minutes walk, and just appreciate maybe it's a nature, it's a wind, it's a sunlight, those plants, our eyesight, who is being able to see all these sceneries, or I'm breathing normal. God forbid, people in hospital, they are on ventilators, they are on oxygen masks, they can't even breathe on their own. So it's such a blessing that I'm normally breathing. So just this is the best thing you can do to relax your mind in such a stress environment. Do the gratitude walk. Just go outside. Just do it for 30 days, maybe, and you will feel the difference. Just start appreciating the things around you or yourself, and just do 10 minutes of gratitude walk. Lastly, I will say this is a very interesting story which I've shared before also in webinars. So you guys must have read or heard somewhere. So it's about, the grandson was telling his child, grandfather was telling his grandson a story of two wolves, that we have two wolves inside us. And one wolf is very kind, very loving, very caring, very optimistic. And another wolf is dark and he is always angry, he's always in anxiety, he is always in stress, and he always does bad things. So the kid asked his grandfather, then who should we feed? Who will win if there is a fight between these two wolves? So who is going to win? So the grandfather said, who you feed more. So these two wolves, this dual thing, is because this whole world is on duality. There is a day, there is night, there is good, there is bad, male, female, everything is very dual. So inside us also we have our dark side, we have our light side. So what we feed more will come up more. So whether which part of us, whether we just metaphorically we're saying is two wolves, those there is always a fight between two wolves, good and bad. So whichever wolf we are going to feed more, that wolf is going to win, and that part of us is going to win. So also very one last thing I want to add. Always try whatever you do in your life, whatever goals you set in your life. Always think from the perspective how it's going to contribute in others' life. Don't just think about yourself. I will achieve this score, or I will have my business, will have my degree. Always think, if I'm going to build this business, how it's going to contribute in others' life. And write it down, keep that vision in front of you, that my goal to achieve this thing is not for myself only. It's always for the benefit of other people. So that is also a part of your charity or contribution to the world, whether you're doing through money, through your work, through your words, even telling good words to other people is also a charity, form of charity. So during the day also, when I said end of the day, you think what positive thing has happened in your day to day, and even encourage the people around. When you talk about the environment, so start trying this. If you are a student, you go to college or university, ask the students around you, what was the really good thing happen today in your life? What was the positive thing you think? You will start creating that momentum of focusing more on the positive things. At home, end of the day, just ask your brother, your sister, your parents, what was the really good thing or positive thing happened today in your day, rather than asking them what went wrong, why you're upset. Rather than that, start uh, creating that momentum in your life and the people around you. End of the day, ask your parents, your siblings, what did something really good happen today? Tell me about it, talk about it. And you will see gradually things will start having more positive, rather than at the end of the day we sit on the dinner time and we are just discussing our problems, we are just discussing our issues. So cut that off. Don't focus on that. It's there, let it go, it will go. Start focusing on the brighter side. Something good must have happened today. And also, how can I add value today when you start your day? Whatever you're doing, wherever you are in your life, how can I add value today in someone's life? And end of the day, do ask yourself, did I do something really good in a way where I have added value? If not today, then let me do something tomorrow. And you will see, if you start applying these simple things in your life, you will see the shift in your life, in your mindset, in your belief systems, in your actions, in your relationships. You will start finding that shift. But this has to be done every day. I tell you something, people often ask me, how can I be motivated? Sometimes I'm not motivated to do exercise or do any kind of my development work or anything. I need a motivation. Honestly, if you want to achieve something in your life, you don't need motivation. You need discipline. If you decide that tomorrow I will exercise for 10 minutes, I will eat healthy, and I will be good to people no matter what they do. And also, one thing I'll add here sometimes, of course, in our study environment, work environment, people do upset us. It's very normal. You can have the list in front of you, keep it there. How can I shift my mood? This is something also I learned in this sales and marketing thing, that people, because we are dealing with people, so they can trigger you, they can emotionally upset you, so you don't have to flow with that, otherwise your whole day will be ruined. So maybe on your mobile, maybe where you work, you have something in front of you. You just write 5 things. If someone is going to upset my mood, how I'm going to bring it back. Maybe listen to some music or talk to some friend, or you should have that plan of action in front of you so you can immediately go back where you want to be rather than flowing with that negative emotion for the rest of your day. So these are the things. You have to be disciplined. You don't need a motivation if you really want to get things done. Because if I have decided 5 things, that these 5 things I'm going to do today, then and it's must for me. I'm really serious about my life. This is my decision. This is my life. I want to be successful. I will do these 5 things. I will not think whether I feel like doing it. I don't feel like doing it. I don't have a good mood, bad mood. No, I will not be slave of my emotions. I will follow my discipline, and only your self discipline will help you succeed, not by motivation. You won't have motivation all the time, right? So that's it from my end. So now I know we have gone beyond 15 minutes. So if you have any questions you want to ask, share, and I hope this webinar has helped you in some way or the other. So please do. I would suggest, like what I started during the webinar, just pick up 2, 3 things, whatever you feel resonate with you, just write it down and just give yourself a 30 days challenge. 30 days, these 2 things I'm going to follow every day, or these 3 things I'm going to follow every day. And during the 30 days, if there is any day you have missed, go back to one, because 30 days really helps you to change your habit. Because when you want to be positive and you want to shift that change in your life, you have to develop new habits as well. And you will develop habits when you see people, those are fasting in Ramadan. So we have these 30 days of fasting. So what does it teaches you? For 30 days, you develop a new habit. After 30 days, you're feeling very different. So the same concept is here. Do it for 30 days, every single day, whether you choose one thing to do. But that is the only thing which will help you to shift your life. And now, please, the floor is open for all of you. Thank you, Nesha.
Okay. Hello, madam. I don't know if somebody, you are getting me. Okay, my name is Vanessa Iso. I follow, I follow Women Ascension, Human Rights Resources. But what I heard today that marked me too much, and I think that it was my measure of lackness is you said if you want to do something in life, you no need motivation. You no need motivation, but you need to stand. So that word taught me a lot, and this word increased my mind again this evening. So I just want to say thank you very much, madam.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate for sharing that. I have learned this honestly in a very hard way, that I myself like used to think, oh, I'm not motivated today. But that didn't bring change in my life. Because unless and until, first of all, you need to be clear what you really want in your life. That clarity is very important. If you're lost, like I said, like a GPS, you want to drive your car, but you don't know where you want to go, you'll be lost. First thing, clarity. Then set your plan of action, and do add some time for your self development in that plan of action, and then do it every day. No one is telling you to do 10 things in a day. Take one thing. Maybe it's just a minor thing. Maybe it's just like, okay, today whoever I'll see, I'll just give them a smile. Maybe that's one thing. You're adding value also, and you're also feeling good, right? So start with small nuances, start bringing that change in your life and be disciplined on that. And then, keep working on that. Any other question or should we close?
Al-
Is there any questions we have?
Thanks a bunch, Ms. Naeem, for your valuable insights. We have few questions that I would like to ask you during this part of the webinar, and I would truly appreciate your valuable answers. The first question is, how can a housewife and mother effectively balance her daily routine while prioritizing her physical and mental health? From Taiba Qasim.
Okay. I can understand. Thanks for sharing that. And I think it's a very important question for the housewives because you're overwhelmed with so many things. You have to take care of your kids and house and everything. You know what happened? Why we feel so overwhelmed? It happens because we don't plan our day. We don't plan. Because if I wake up tomorrow morning, I don't have any schedule, I don't have any plan for the day, then what will happen? That I will just go with the flow. And I don't know how the day will end. And by the end of the day, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, and I'll think, oh, I didn't pay any time, didn't pay any attention to myself, or didn't do that thing or this thing because we are not conscious about our life. We are not planning our life. Sometimes they said shake your schedule. If I'm doing same thing every day, sometimes we like the monotony because we feel good where we are in a very monotonous schedule. We want to feel very controlled and let it be. But but then we are not paying attention what is really required to do. So what happen is like sometimes we have to shake our schedule. First of all, plan it tomorrow morning. If I have these 10 things, okay, I have to look at my husband, my house, my kids, whatever work is there. How can I plan that? How can out of these 24 hours I can just take 1 hour for myself where I can just sit and do something, or maybe 30 minutes or maybe 10 minutes to start with? Unless and until I'm not conscious about it, what I really want from my life is my how important I am at myself to me, rather than just being I'm just not only a mother, I'm not only a wife, but I'm also a human being, and being me, I have my needs too. So are you really giving yourself that importance? Most of the time we don't. We just ignore our health. We have all the time to cook for our kids, but if someone tells you, can you make some soup for you? Oh, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, I can't do it, maybe I'll do it for tomorrow. So what are you telling yourself? That you're not important, you're not good, and you don't deserve this attention. you know Somewhere we are programmed from her childhood as a female, take care of others because nurturing is a part of our life. Part of as being a female. This is part of our it's our qualities, it's our core, nurturing others. But we are so much trained in a way that take care of your father, take care of your brother, take care of the house, take care of this, take care of that. Have we ever taught, our mothers taught us, or we are teaching ourselves or our kids that take it easy? You have these responsibilities, you have to play these roles, but where are you in that? Where are you in your own story? So remember, you are the controller of your story. You are the creator of your own story, and you're going to control your life things. No one else is going to help you with that. So how much importance you give to yourself, that is very important. Do you really acknowledge yourself who you are? So that self-reflection is required. And then live a conscious life. Tomorrow is the day, and I should know what I'm going to be doing. It's not that let it happen. I'm doing my 9 to 5 job, for example. Okay, like I will do that, come back home, have tea, have dinner, talk to my kids, sleep. Then knife in, but you shake your schedule. No, these things are must. I have to do a job. I have to take my kids. I have to cook. Okay, must things. I have to do, take care of it. But what else I can do during these 24 hours, which can help me feel better? because I sense that overwhelm what you're saying. So I hope um, I clarify on that. Have I answered your question? Will it help you?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Miss. And another question from Samuel Haq. What is the difference between perception and perceived values?
Perception and
Perceived values.
perceived values.
Yes, yes.
I'm not clear on the perceived values about who, like ourselves, or I'm not clear on the question. If I explain on perceptions, what we say perception is like how I see the world. For example, there was a very interesting case study with it when I was learning hypnotherapy. There was a female, and she was getting married to a TV actor, but she was so reluctant to get married to that, even though she loved that guy and she wanted to have a life with him. But then whenever it comes to let's decide on what date when we are going to get married, she was like the cold feet, and she would step back and she's, I need some more time to think. And she didn't know that what is the barrier in her mind, that even though she loved that guy and she wants to be with that guy, but still she is not being able to go with that decision. So she went to some hypnosis session and they tried to figure out what was her belief on that, and what was something hidden in her subconscious mind which was stopping her. And it came up that her mother also was married to a TV actor, and when she was a child, her mother didn't have a good healthy relationship with her father. So her mother used to say that again and again, over and over, never get married to a TV actor, never get married to a TV actor. TV actors are this and that, and your life will be ruined. And so as a child, this is what she was hearing and hearing. What happens? She developed a perception that marrying to a TV actor is not going to be good. Marriage is going to fail. So that's her perception of her world around her. So this is a perception she developed, and when she has grown up, she don't know when, she even consciously didn't remember that. So she fell in love with a TV actor. She wanted to marry with that person, but there was a fear which was blocking her, and she didn't know where is this fear coming from, why she is so scared of getting married to him. So this thing came up. So this was her perception, this was her belief was set up that TV actors are not going to be a good partner. So this is different perception and beliefs we develop about the world around us. So I hope I clarified that. Okay. Do we have any other question?
Yes, Miss, of course. From Fariha Bahadur, if our past experiences or toxic people has shattered our positive thinking or attitude, and we are struggling with it, how can we bring back our positive attitude?
Okay. So this is the whole thing what we have discussed in this webinar. First thing, take ownership of your life. Just remember, first thing first, no one else is responsible for your life, because most of the time this is a victim mentality. I feel victim of my circumstances, the family I have grown up, or whatever happening around me. So I feel victimized of my circumstances, and I feel someone else has done damage to me. And someone, so what I'm telling myself, I have no control over my life. What I'm telling myself, I'm not responsible for my life. That person is responsible for my life because that person has given me so much trauma. That person, or maybe I don't know what is the background of this, but maybe it's my parents, whoever in my life is responsible for me to feel like this, to feel like my life is shattered. I can't move on. But then just imagine in your mind, this is a whole situation. Like for example, and you're like a bird and you just flew off the situation, and from the bird's view just look at it and see what is happening here. Okay, this has happened. It was not because of me. It happens whatever the situation was, however the people were there. We have good bad, both people are around us. But now I will take ownership of my life. Whatever has happened has happened. That was a part of my journey, and don't I will say resent that experience, because your experience made you up, and your experience are learnings for you. So you know whatever has happened, you don't want that thing to happen again in your life. So what are you going to do next? So, first thing, take ownership of your life. What has happened has happened. That was for your learning. So, embrace that. Don't resent that. So, don't have that resentment. If there you are hurt from some people, start forgiving them, because if you're not forgiving them for themselves, but you're forgiving them for yourself, because otherwise this burden inside us that someone has done wrong to me, and this is so heavy inside me that will keep that trauma inside you. Maybe if you need some help from any coach, so please go for it, because we always think that only for medical reason we go to a doctor, but for our emotional reasons we don't opt to go to any coach or therapist. I don't know why we think like that. But if sometimes we can't handle everything on our own, if we have a lot of baggage in our life, we need someone help who can help us to start unpacking that all the burden which we are carrying in our back. So if you can seek someone professional, any therapist, any coach, please do go for that and start releasing that, because you need to take ownership of your life. You need to take your create your own story. Otherwise, you will keep flowing to your past stories. You don't have to live in your past. That has happened, has happened. It was for yours. That was your journey. You were supposed to have those experiences so you can become someone else more stronger in your life. And if you think you can't handle this on your own, so please seek someone help with that. That's what I would say, because you don't have to live in that. You have to come out of that. Okay. Any other questions we have?
If anyone has any further question, please feel free to raise your hand or use the chat box to ask your question.
If not, then we're good to go. And
yes, we can conclude the webinar. Thank you, Ms. Naeem, for sharing your invaluable knowledge and insights with us today. Let's quickly recap the key takeaways. Mindset matters. Our thoughts truly shape our reality. We explored practical ways to shift negative thinking, cultivating gratitude and optimism, and develop a positive self-talk routine. Remember, a positive mindset is about training our brains to see possibilities, not obstacles. Thank you all for joining, for being part of today's webinar. Your engagement has been fantastic. A final reminder that all active participants will receive a certificate of participation. We hope this session has been valuable and empowering for each of you. Let's continue to strive for growth, resilience, and collective success. Thank you and have a wonderful
thank
day.
you so much, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining, and thanks for your time. And I hope it will add some value in your life. So the only thing I would say, please start working on yourself. Don't waste your life. What has happened has happened. Move from this point. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it.